In this video, I'm going to be talking about thought, and I'm not here to tell you only think positive thoughts, only think good thoughts, because that's what I was repeatedly intaking whenever I was going through my awakening, and it was not helpful. It made me feel a lot of shame and anxiety and fear because I didn't only think positive thoughts. I had lots of thoughts. I had a wide array of thoughts, and they weren't all positive. So it made me feel like I was doing it wrong when people were always like, think positive thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality, so only think the good ones. Well, yes, I understand the sentiment of it and I agree with it. I don't think that it is helpful to hear that and only hear that, because then you start to feel like you're doing something wrong, that you're going down the wrong path because these not positive thoughts keep arising in your consciousness and it freaks you out. So I'm here to tell you that it's okay. It's okay to have thoughts pop up that aren't positive. There's nothing wrong with you. That is totally normal. We've been programmed since birth and inundated with all of these beliefs and ways of being and negative thought loops and so many things that have been programmed and ingrained into us since we were born to keep us from expanding, to keep us from stepping into our power. So, of course, we have a wide variety of non positive thoughts popping up. They're coming up from our subconscious mind, which is what is programmed in this society, which is what has been taught to not think positively, to not see the best of the world. We have literally been programmed. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing it wrong. You're actually doing it right. Okay? Whenever you have non-positive thoughts pop up and you try to suppress them and you try to push them down inside of you, you want them to go away, you push them to the background because you think you're doing it wrong and you're going to have a bad outcome, you're actually doing yourself a disservice, because these thoughts are still there. They're just not on your conscious mind. But just because they're not on your conscious mind doesn't mean that they're not still creating your reality. Our reality is created from our subconscious mind. So if you're pushing all of these negative thoughts back away into your subconscious mind because you're afraid of them, you're just hiding them deeper into the shadows to let their reign be longer. You're just allowing them to reign over your life longer because you're afraid to look at them, right? So the goal is to allow them to come up. Allow them to come up. Look at them. Look at these negative thoughts from a detached perspective rather than letting them consume you, because maybe there's an emotion attached with this thought. Maybe you have a thought telling you that you're not good enough and then you feel shame. So you don't want to look at this thought because it makes you feel shameful and icky, and it's not. You think you're going down the wrong path because you want to feel good, you want to feel joy, you want to feel peace. And this thought is making you feel shame. So let's discard it. Let's push it back. Let's ignore it. That's not what I want. But it's there. It's there. It's in your subconscious mind, and it's not your fault that it's there. It was probably taken on as a thought at a very young age, and now it's coming up to the surface actually as a gift, because your vessel is being filled with so much light, so much source energy, that the creepy, crawly, shadowy thoughts can no longer live in your body, because your body is becoming more light and the dark thoughts cannot exist in the light. So they're coming up to be purged. But the choice is yours of whether you release them. You can continue to keep them in your subconscious mind, letting them control your reality, or you can fearlessly look at it, feel the emotion that comes along with it, but detach yourself from it. Say, wow, this is like really interesting that I'm having this thought that I'm not good enough, and it's making me feel shame. It's making me feel depressed. This is a really powerful thought. This thought is so powerful. It honestly is pushing me into depression. That's how powerful this is, how fascinating. Sit with it long enough to watch it dissolve. Actually get into your body and feel the pain long enough to watch it dissolve. This is how you alchemize the thoughts, how you alchemize the energy from it. Let me draw something. Well, I have something drawn already. I'm going to draw something new. Okay? Look. You are this still point in the center. That's you. You are the still point, and this is a thought that's arising in your mind. A thought telling you that you're not good enough. So you have the choice to either attach yourself to the thought with this energetic cord, go down the rabbit hole of the thought. Remember all the other times that you felt not good enough. Flash back into all those memories, attach it to you energetically. Or you have the choice, being the still point in the center, the thought arises, and you just look at it. You just observe it like an experiment. It pops up, you look at it, you're not attaching to it like you did in this one. See how you're like got all these energetic cords attached to it, all the memories, all the pain, blah, blah, blah. It's meaning something about you. You're not good enough. Look at all the evidence. Whereas in this one, you're the still point in the center. The thought pops up. You're not good enough. But you're not attaching yourself to it energetically. You can just look at it and be like, interesting that thought is in the back of my mind. Okay, well, I'm going to feel whatever emotion is arising with it just because it's here. Also from a detached, not an attached perspective. And the longer you can sit with it, it'll float away. It'll leave. Because you're not feeding it your energy anymore. So it's not gaining anything from you. Those lines, the energetic connection, it's siphoning your energy through that energetic cord. So if you can look at it, observe it without attaching to it energetically, it's not siphoning anything from you. It's not getting anything from you. So it's going to go somewhere else. It's going to go to somebody else because it's not your thought. It's not your thought. Let it arise. Do not attach to it. It will leave you alone because it's not gaining anything from you. Okay? There's nothing wrong with you. And so all of these thoughts and all of these feelings and all of these external experiences are going to, I feel like I'm looking at the record button, but my camera's over here. So I'm sorry. I'll look at my camera from now on. Okay. Anyway, so all of these thoughts, all of these emotions, all of these experiences are going to arise into your realm of consciousness. And your job is to not attach to any of them, is to become the still point in the center because you know that you are whole and complete and you don't need anything else to prove it to you. And you also don't need anything else that's going to take it away from you because you know that you are the still point in the center. You know your power. So you will not give your energy to anything that tells you otherwise. You are the still point walking through this energetic field called Earth. And everything that's going to arise gets to arise. It gets to be there. The fear gets to be there. The thoughts of unworthiness get to be there because they exist. Not because they're true, but because that thought exists. It was created at some point and now it just floats around on our energetic plane, the Earth, waiting for someone to attach themselves to it and feed off of their energy so that it can stay alive longer. The more you feed it, the longer it stays alive. You cut its energetic source that it's gaining from you, and it dies. It goes somewhere else. And the more people on earth that we can teach and show how to do this, these energetic thoughts, these energetic forms and thoughts, they'll start to die off because we're not feeding them anymore. We're not feeding them anymore. So they will start to die and disappear. And we'll enter into a reality where there are perhaps positive thoughts. That's the next step, is to have more positive thoughts, more joyful thoughts, more peaceful thoughts, and to feed those our energy. But you're not those thoughts either. You're not the peaceful thought. You're not the joyful thought. You're not the positive thought. You are still the still point in the center, observing peace, observing this joy. Yes, you get to feel it, but it's not you, right? If it was you, I don't know where to go with that, but it's not you. It's not you. You are not your thoughts. No matter how peaceful or scary the thought, it's not who you are. It's a thought form that's floating around, waiting for somebody to feed it so it can live. So, it's kind of like a parasite almost. Anyway, so that's this video. You are not your thoughts. Do not ignore your negative thoughts. Do not push them away, or they will continue to create your reality from the subconscious, from the unconscious. Bring everything that's unconscious forward so that you can choose to say no to it. So you can choose to say, you no longer wish to feed it your energy. The longer it stays in the subconscious of your mind, the longer it's feeding off of you. It's a parasite. If you don't look at it, if you refuse to look at it because maybe it's painful, it's a painful thought to look at. I understand it's very painful, but if you don't look at it because it's painful, it's going to stay in your subconscious mind and it's going to continue to feed off of your energy like a parasite. And now think of all of the thoughts that you've pushed away into your subconscious mind. Think of how many tens of 20s of hundreds of thoughts that are feeding off of you right now. And you're exhausted all the time. You don't have any energy. And you wonder why. It's because you're subconsciously allowing so many thought forms to feed off of you. Your energy field is not clean. Your energy is being siphoned off to all of these different things, all of these different memories. So look at it. Nothing is wrong with you because these thought forms are coming up. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay? Be fearless and brave. I love you. You can do it.